Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the BH and Scrubber Show here on the What the Football channel. Today, we are going to be going over the schedule that we just came out on Thursday. We're really looking forward to that, and it wouldn't be the BH and Scrubber Show without my boy BH. Welcome, BH. How you doing?
Hey, doing great, man. Yeah, I'm excited about the new schedule and kind of excited about the way things are going. Like we talked about, rookie, mini camp is going right now. Got the rooks in. I like the guys that we drafted.
Yeah.
I think it seemed like a very, they kind of picked for scheme and picked a lot for need, which I'm okay with. Get the guys in there. I went back and looked at our draft show. Like, what did we talk about? What did we talk about? And I think the things that came out were that in agreement was that, well, we weren't going to be able to pick who they get because no one can do it. But the main thing was we said we got to get 2 O linemen, we got to get 2 corners out of this draft.
We did.
We have to.
We've
got it, and we did.
Yep.
Got a center, got a guard, got 2 really good young defensive backs. So anyway, I'm real happy with that and what's going on. And now basically is the fun time, because going forward now is more camps, more cuts. We start to get to see everyone who's starting, who the kick and punt returners are. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch this roster get whittled down to our opening day roster. So, but yeah, now the schedule's here. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. It looks tough, man. We got like the 6th or 7th toughest one in the league. There's always a struggle for us. You got to start out strong. We always start out slow, and it ends up shooting us in the foot by the end of the season. Besides the Minnesota game last year and that loss to the freaking Browns, where we just totally shot ourselves in the foot. But what did we start off at? Like 1-4 last year? Was that a 2-3 start or something? 1-4, I think.
Yeah,
it was still
started off good. With a very close victory.
Yeah,
it wasn't good.
And then I
think we won our opener.
Yeah, and lost to the Bengals or somebody. And then they lost a couple more. Yeah, it was just horrible. But then we bounced back towards the middle, which I thought we did good. So, and this year we have the bye week. It's week 14 again. So, that's pretty good. I like it in that spot. But a lot of the games are back and forth, 2 at home, 1 away, 1 at home, 2 away. It's kind of mixed up pretty good in there. I like that aspect of it. I like playing Dallas at the end of the year again. That could be good, man. You might win your division on that last game, or get into the playoffs, or somehow you need division wins in order to get that wild card spot and all kinds of stuff. So we got a really tough division, so that looks good there. And of course, we got we have the Thanksgiving game back against Dallas again. So it's been a while since we played that game, right?
Actually, 2020. That was the Washington football team with Alex Smith was a quarterback, and we went to Dallas and 41-16, man.
Wow, just
crushed them. Yeah, Antonio Gibson, 20 carries, 115 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Nice.
And for the record, hadn't done anything since. But we got rid of that problem. We got rid of that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, 115 yards and 3 touchdowns. You couldn't build a team around that guy, that kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the thing is, we destroyed him, and we're going to be doing it again this year. So, yeah, I'm with you. I like it. I don't mind the late bye game. I think it's really good because, man, you get the early one's terrible. Mid is maybe the mid one is the best because teams do get tired. Everyone's injuries are different, so you never know where you're at on the injury game. You can't ever predict it. But if you're fairly healthy and have a late bye, I think it's great for the rest of the season, which is so important, and then the playoffs because your team got a breather. Those guys who got a bye in week 6 and 7, woo, That is a
Ugh.
long grind, especially if you make the playoffs, dude. You're
Yeah.
talking that is a 10, 12 game grind.
Yeah.
You're out there, playing every week. So, yeah, I like it. And I agree with you, too. It's a tough schedule.
Yeah. Yep.
It's,
Doable.
it's not, yeah,
It's definitely doable.
I
So,
think,
again, the starting off
yeah,
quick.
yeah, that's the main thing. We got to get out there. We do have, I mean, if we look at it, I mean, you talk about starting off quick. I mean, it's not bad when you consider the Cardinals and
Yeah.
then the Broncos.
Yeah.
You know, I think the Broncos are a challenge, but I don't know that they've fixed their issues. You know what I mean? So, I mean, they had to fire their coach last year. I know they got Peyton in there and everything, so we'll see. But that's not a team I'm terrified of.
All right. And that's a home game, right?
No, we're at the Broncos. So at home against the Cardinals, and then we go to the Broncos. Now there, it's like you said, it's
Right.
like it can be it can be pretty tough back and forth. But overall, those first two games, man, I think that's a good jump start.
It is. I believe
It's
so
better
too.
than going. It's better than going to playing the Eagles. You know what I mean,
Ugh.
or right off the bat, having to do that,
Hmm.
or take a road trip to Seattle in your second game.
Ouch.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's hard to
So
beat
anyway,
Seattle, no matter how good or bad they are in that stadium. So,
it's tough.
and we got a
Well,
hard enough game that third game, the Bills.
yeah. So yeah, going. I mean, the Cardinals. You can never overlook anyone, but man, they are. They're going to struggle. They're kind of in rebuild mode. We get them at home. That was kind of a good deal for us with the new offensive coordinator. And Sam Howell kind of is, starting the season. He's the new guy. Like we don't have to throw him, out there. We don't have to, like you say, he doesn't have to, like, what if the first game was at Seattle or at Philadelphia? I mean, I wouldn't be worried to death about it, but I'd certainly rather play at home to the Cardinals.
Yeah. So it looks like the Broncos, the second game away. That's not bad. They're
Yep.
still in a little bit of disarray. Depends on how dumbass does Russell Wilson. So
Yep.
they got some nice pieces added to their roster too. So if they can put that together, they've done some good things. But to piece all that together right away, it might be tough for them. We can capitalize on that. It's that third
Yeah.
game I'm a little leery about the Bills. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It is at home, so that helps a little bit.
Yeah. It's a tough team to have to play. They're loaded. They're really good. It'll be a great game for us. Um, so yeah, that's tough. And then you play the Bills, and then you go to Philadelphia.
Ouch.
So yeah, that's a couple back to backers there. The nice thing about the Eagles, and we talked about that, is when you're playing Philadelphia, it's like just down the street, so
Hmm.
that really helps. It's obviously you're playing in their away stadium, but it's not a big trip. It's not
Right.
that big a deal.
It's a
So
bus
that's
ride.
kind of nice. Yeah, it's a bus ride. We talked like last year. I think we looked, and boy, we had so many games within on the Eastern Seaboard. I mean,
Hmm.
even like Jacksonville, it was like we were just all in there. So for travel time, it wasn't that bad. This schedule's a little different. So, but after the Eagles, which you always say, hey, it's a division game.
Right.
Anything can happen,
Anything.
even if
Yeah.
one team sucks and the other's the defending Super Bowl champs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything can happen.
No, they lost one game last year in their regular season, and that was to us.
Yep,
So
yep,
yeah,
exactly. And it was a good game. We looked really
that
good that
was.
game.
We
Whew,
did.
man.
So, and then after that, we got a Thursday night game, which is cool.
Yep,
At home against the Bears.
yep. I
That
like
should be
that game.
doable. And put
Yeah.
ourselves out there in a big national game, and hopefully try and score a win against the Bears.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Bears Commanders. I mean, they're a beatable team. I think they're on the upswing. They've done some really good things without a doubt. But I think this team is this defense is so ready. Everyone knows each other. We talked about it, the scheme. The D is going to really be so important for us this season. And really, they've got everything in place to really hold teams down and make their lives miserable. So if you're a team that's working in with a new coach on the coming, that's not going to be enough. I don't think so. And I'm glad we get that game because then right after that, we go to the Falcons, another
Yay.
team that's, yeah, it's not a bye week, but they're a lot of teams are calling for them to be very much improved. Some people are saying they're going to win 10 games, but nah, not yet. They're a team that needs some work. So, I mean, that's not a bad road trip either to Atlanta.
No, no, I like it. It could be
Yeah.
good for us. Like you said, our defense can stifle like they're supposed to be able to do. Looks good for
Yeah.
us. Followed
Yeah.
by a New York game. Last year with New York, what did we tie them and then lost to them, right?
Lost.
So
Yeah.
then the
And
loss
the
I think
loss
was
was
close.
super close.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah.
and that's at their house too. So that's two away games. But like you said, that's just down the street. So it's not really. It's kind of
Yeah.
a barely away. It's just playing on somebody else's. Just down a couple blocks away. So that's not that bad. And then
Yeah.
back-to-back
I
division
agree.
games. The Eagles coming back up again at home. So that's pretty cool. I don't mind that. Two division games in a row.
No, not at
So,
all. I mean, in a way, it's kind of cool because prep for those games, those teams. Like when you're going to Denver, you're playing Atlanta. Well, you're hitting that film pretty hard.
yeah.
You're what kind of scheme are they running? What are they, doing and all this? When you play those teams, you can dial things in a little better. And so, yeah, I think that'll be a great one. Now,
Yeah.
what do we have after that?
Looks like the Patriots will be playing at what's the name of this? Gillette Stadium or something.
Yeah, in
So
Foxborough.
Foxborough. So they've got Belichick, and they're going with Love. Is that his name?
No, no, that's Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah, yeah. No, they got Mac Jones,
Mac
man.
Jones. I was going to say, damn.
Yeah, him
Yeah,
and yeah, Mac Jones and Belichick. I've been reading just aren't getting along together too much, but that's good for us. I like
yeah.
that game because it's November 5th. I mean, anytime you go up to Foxborough, you can hit weather, but November 5th is just early enough. You don't want December 5th or on up in Foxborough. So that's
Good
good.
point.
Won't be too chilly. Won't be too bad. Um, Now here's another one. This is a big turnaround, man. Got to
Yeah,
go to New England, then got to come home and then go all the way out West Coast to Seahawks.
yeah,
That'll be a challenging game because that's a solid team, well coached. And like you said, playing in that stadium is not easy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. Hell, they might as well just leave Foxborough and just go straight to Seattle. So,
Yeah.
uh, following that, we got New York again. So that's at home. That'd be
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
Uh, that's doable as well. Then the
I think
following
so.
week is going to be Thanksgiving. It's going to be against Dallas in Dallas. So, yeah, we beat them the last game of the year last year, right? We won that game with Sam, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was Sam's big game. We
yeah,
kind of we took it to him, and a lot of people say, well, they clinched and they rested a bunch of guys, but um, everyone else forgot to mention that we rested half of our roster and we're playing a rookie quarterback.
yeah,
Of course, the media always forgot. They forgot about that part of the game, and we
yeah,
still whooped them.
yeah.
And so that's good. Yeah, I guess coming back, I think that's good because you don't get a lot of preparation for Thanksgiving. It's a quick turnaround, but we were playing the week before at home,
Yeah.
so it's not a road trip. So you're at least at home. You take care of the Giants, and once again, you're playing a team that you know pretty well. The
Yeah.
schemes are the same. The players are pretty much the same. So it's not like it's not like you got a 4-day turnaround and you got to go play like Seattle, the Rams, someone way out on the West. So it'll
Right.
still be a challenge, but who cares? It's Thanksgiving. That'll just be
Anything
awesome.
can happen. Exactly.
Anything.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
next week after that's at home against the Dolphins. I don't know that much about the Dolphins, so I don't know what's going on there. They still
Yeah.
got Tua
Kind of
running the
they're
show.
sort of they're still in that up and coming, they do some good changes. They got some good free agents. And Tua, yeah, is still the guy there. And so I think they're a pretty good team. I think they're pretty darn solid. I think it'll actually be a fairly challenging game, but it's at home.
Okay, that sounds good. That's at home,
Yeah,
and then go on the road again for two more games. Going to the West Coast there for the Rams.
yeah,
Uh, So that's after the bye week. So we'll play Miami and then take a bye week and then go to the West Coast for the Rams. That's
Good.
doable.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. You know what? I like going on the road after a bye week
Yeah.
because you're rested. You had 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the usual bye week kind of a thing where you got to do a West Coast. You played, then now you got to go hit the West Coast. Hey, you've had 2 weeks. That's a
Yeah.
good time to actually do a West Coast trip.
I
You've had
like it.
plenty to, and the Rams kind of in the bottom, definitely in the bottom third of the league. That's a team we ought to be able to take advantage of.
Yeah. And then back home
Yeah.
for Christmas Eve. Nothing like a good Christmas present by beating the New Jersey Jets.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, we're playing at the Jets.
Yeah, oh, at the Jets. Well, that's almost home.
Almost home. That's another one. I was about to say, man, just a quick shot up to the Meadowlands. We play there anyway. So that, we play in the Meadowlands twice or once a year, every year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's the Aaron Rodgers. So that'll be interesting to see just from a fan standpoint how all that works. It's a pretty solid team. So it's not a bad move to get a guy like Rodgers in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited for that one. Then
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, San Francisco, that's at home. Who they got? They got that who they got? Purdy? What's the
Purdy.
guy's name?
Yeah. And they still have the guy they drafted a couple of years ago, the young guy that got hurt.
Trey
Um,
something.
Yep. So he's a good. So who knows? I mean, they're young at quarterback, but they're as Purdy showed, he's pretty darn good. And their teams are really well coached, and
Yeah.
their defense is tough. So that could be one of those like 13-10 game because they've got a pretty darn good D themselves. So hey, that's kind of cool. So what we do is we've got Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. That's a
Yeah.
trifecta, brother. Man, we got the
Yeah.
holiday football schedule going there.
Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is. I like it.
Yeah,
That's big time. And then the
it
other
is.
Thursday night game against Bears. So
Yeah,
that's like 4 or 5 games that are like out there up front. So
yep,
depending on how good we're doing, those could be definitely watchable. And then we have the last game of the season is at home against Dallas.
yeah,
That looks really, really good. I'm excited for that. So
yeah. I'm glad for that. Like you said, that's if the division is at stake, it's a tiebreaker for most wins, and here we are playing them straight up. You could be playing to get the wild card, or if everything's bunched up, everyone's stuck at that 8-8, whatever, 8-9,
mhm.
kind of a record, and all of a sudden it could be a conference thing. You could be going head to head with who knows, some team that didn't play. So there's no head to head tiebreaker. So what's the
Right.
next one? So
Yeah.
they go to the conference. Well, by beating Dallas, you know you win a conference game. So I like it, and we did good last year at the last game of the season. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So it looks
yeah,
good. Very good stuff.
it
So
does. I think yeah, it's a tough schedule. I think we got to win 10 games to make the playoffs. What do you think? 10
yeah,
and 7?
10. But the way it worked last year, I like it when the first place teams go 14-3 and 15-2, everybody else behind them is 8-8 or 8-9. So as long as you can get that nine and
Yeah.
eight, it's close. 9-8 might get you there, but the 10 definitely because the Eagles are going to do good. Whatever. You're kind of almost looking at. I hate to say it, but being realistic, you're probably looking at wild card if you can just hang in there and win the amount you need to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 games is going to get you there.
Yep. I think you're right. 10 for sure, but we'll be like a 9-win season, beat Dallas to go 9-8 might be just what we need.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I think that's being pretty realistic, and hopefully we surprise. And if this defense, I'm so pumped about the defense. I think the offense is a bit of a question mark,
hmm
only because I love having Eric Bieniemy. I love been watching a lot of video and a lot of stuff that he likes to do, and it's very exciting. It's more of what we were screaming for, utilizing our great
yeah,
players. But it's still a question mark, because you got a young quarterback, you got a new system. So how that plays out is a big question mark. I don't think it's going to be bad, but it could be a little slow. Who
yeah,
knows? But the thing we
yeah,
do know is this defense. It should be primed to just kill people.
All right. Yeah, the
Period.
one thing we didn't capitalize on last year was our defense. How many times during the games when I was calling the games, so we're going to ask our defense one more time, going to ask our defense one more time, one more time, one more time, and our offense is only scoring 14 points, 17 points. That just
Yep.
doesn't get you there. We need this offense to score 23 to 28 points every game, and then you're going to start winning.
Yep.
So we'll
I
see.
agree, and and that really magnifies um, turnovers and penalties when you're only scoring 18 points because
Yeah.
it's death. If
Yeah.
you're playing that close, a missed field goal, a
Yeah.
personal foul, it just
Yeah.
But if you got a team like these other teams that are scoring 30, 31 points, you know, I'm not saying to run out and go crazy and have a bunch of penalties, but it really we put ourselves in a position where those things were deadly.
Yeah, yeah. So we got a guy watching the clock this year. We can talk about that more in our next show and stuff like that. But we do have some things that are looking good for us. Somebody watching the red flag. Somebody watching the
Yep.
2 minute warning. Somebody watching how many timeouts we take. Somebody watching the freaking clock. Making sure there ain't 12 men on the field. That kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited
Yep.
for it.
Yep. Just let Ron just cheerlead the team, put some Metallica in his headset, and go, baby. You know what I mean?
I like it.
I like it. All right. Well, good job, man. It's so
Yeah.
exciting. This is the big countdown. And we'll put some announcements out for our next show.
Yeah.
Probably around camp and stuff, and then we'll start especially when they start doing the cuts.
Definitely, definitely. So yeah, that might be a month or month and a half, guys. So yeah, everybody have a nice summer, and we'll be back. You know how we do. So thank you so much, BH. Anything else we got to cover before we go?
No, man, I think it's all looking good.
Sounds good. All right, everybody, we're signing off. Everybody have a great summer. Be safe.